buddies. Oh my goodness. Okay, I am so excited to share this with you. I have been like ready for this video for like 2 weeks since I thought of the idea, and I'm so excited to share with you. But first, before we get into that, question of the day. If you could only read 3 books for the rest of your life, and I'm not talking series, I'm talking just individual books. If you could only read 3 books for the rest of your life, what 3 would they be? And just like last time, I have to think now. Okay, 3 books. Treasure Island, Peter Pan, and Howl's Moving Castle. Those could change, but right now that's my answer. Today we're going to be looking at fall indie releases. I'm talking books that are self-published by independent authors that have been published between the months of September and coming up to November. I've got like 10 books on the list, which I think is a pretty good, amount. I know for sure I'm missing some, and if I have missed some, I'm so sorry. And if I did, please let me know in the comments what the book is and the author and all that. I absolutely love supporting indie authors, helping to promote, not like professional or anything, not like that, but just recommending their books, because there are a ton of really, really talented authors out there that are underrated and just hidden gems, kind of. So I love doing that. So let's go ahead, because this kind of is long, and I want to give some brief information about the book, when it's publishing, the author, and just like tidbits here and there. And I am going in chronological order of release day. Some are already out and some have yet to come, so yeah. And to make things easier, I do have Goodreads up and I have my blog. That way I can just, jump over, and because it's a lot of information in this. Okay, so our first fall indie release was Ichabod Fly and the Great Newspaper Roundup by Bree Pembroke. And if you remember in the last video, I actually gave like a mini review. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was just great, very funny. It's basically in a nutshell about Ichabod Fly, who is indeed a fly, goes into the prince, it's either the prince or the king, like the castle, gets, embarrassing stories of the king and stuff. And then there's like a mad dash to keep that story from getting out to the people and everything. And it's just hilarious. That actually just made the cut for this video. It was published September 2nd. And as for other works by this author, I believe this is her debut, like, for her own book. She's also been featured in Everything, which that's the title of the book, is Everything, a King's Daughter story collection. Next up at bat, we have Heard in Silence, a short story collection curated by Caitlin Phillips, and it features the work of 13 other authors. I believe all are indie authors. Pre-ordered this book. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm anxious to. I think it'll be really good. It centers on deaf characters, and there's contemporary, there's romance, fantasy, and it was published September 8th. Caitlin is the author of World of Silence, which I did read. I think I gave it 4 stars. The next we have Cabin Girl by E.G. Bella. I read it last month. It was really good. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars for me. It released September 18th. It's a historical fiction, pirate adventure, Christian fiction set in 1600s Ireland. I want to say her name is Erin. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I'm not sure. Basically, she lives in a village with her mom and sister, and one night pirates raid the village, they kidnap her, and it's basically her journey on the ship and all that unfolds there. So it was really exciting. Bella is also the author of The Toy Maker's Doll, which I reviewed on here actually last year, a while back. That was a really, really good book. I highly recommend that. You can actually get that for free if you sign up for her newsletter. I want to say that's still on offer. You can always check it out though. And that came out September 18th. I don't know if I said that or not. Going into October releases, we have one from October 10th, and that is Seize the Moment by Abigail K. Harris, and it's part of the Seize the World series. This is number 4 in the series, actually. The first one was Seize the Night, which is a Christmas one, and then Seize the Love, Valentine's Day. Seize the Fight, which is patriotic and also about freedom of the savior. This one is about mercy. It's kind of fall themed. I want to say, I think she said this will be the last one in that series. I think. Could be wrong. Next is Battle for the Land of Sweets by Caitlin King. I received an ARC copy. I read it, I reviewed it. It actually released October 17th, which as I'm filming, that's today, so that's really fun. It is a Christian fiction, cozy Christmas read. It's a retelling of the Nutcracker. I will definitely go into my review and more in depth at the end of this month when I talk about all my reads. But just for the sake of this video, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it, and the Narnia vibes were really there. They were awesome. I loved it. Great Christmas read. So I recommend it. It was good. And it's the first book in the Christmas Chronicles series, so I'm excited for more of that for sure. Caitlin King also has a series called More Than Conquerors. I want to say she has 2 books of those out, and then a few standalones. And published October 19th, Because You Saw Me by Lillian Keith. It is a middle grade dystopian and a companion novella to An Apprentice Escapes. I've read that a few years ago. Don't remember my overall thoughts, but my rating, I gave it 4 out of 5. I liked it. I don't know, it's been forever, so I'm just kind of skimming my review like, oh, I gave it 3, well, rounded up to 4 stars. I gave it 3.5 stars. I'm probably going to end up rereading An Apprentice Escapes before I read this one because it's been so long and yeah, I would not remember any of it. But Lillian Keith, she has become one of my favorite indie authors from last year when I found out about her works, and her book, Should We Tell Her? I loved it. It was fantastic. So I love that. And she's one of the authors in Heard in Silence. Okay, and then coming up October 23rd, another Homewood Christmas, which I have the first book, A Homewood Christmas. I started it a couple years ago. I read like the first story, which I was really enjoying it. Didn't finish it, but I really want to read it again. And it is a Small Town Christmas. It's an anthology. There's 7 stories and just super wholesome. And it's by Courtney Burden. And she has some other standalones as well. She's been also featured in the King's Daughter story collection, Anything. She's a new to me author, so I don't know tons about her work and everything. But I am very excited for this. Another author that I know of, but I've never read any of her work, which I need to remedy that, Madison Carlin. And there is an expected publication October 24th for Arrow to come out, which is the sequel in the Redwyn Chronicles, I think. REDYWN. Book 1 was Iron. I have that, didn't read it. Then there's Crown, which is 0.5. I think I have that one. Oh, and there's Key. I'm reading all these and it's like, wait, there's one. It's 1.5. Yeah, I really need to get on the ball and read some of her work because I have heard nothing but amazing things. She also has Deceived and Shattered Reflection and then Shattered Reaction, which I think I have all those too. I just haven't read them, which is a problem. Arrow, it's a Mulan retelling. She doesn't have a blurb up yet or anything. Publication date did actually change to October 31st, so that was the last October release that I'm aware of. And then November coming up, we have The Guild of Thieves, November 3rd by Jaden Phillips, which Jaden is one of Caitlin Phillips' sister, the one who did the Heard in Silence and the Dragon one. But it is a young adult Christian fantasy. Oh my goodness, guys. So when I was doing the cover reveal for this, reading over the quotes she shared, and like the book aesthetic and everything, I'm here for it. It sounds so good. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be epic. Okay, and the last one is If the Stars Awaken by Kate Willis. And this is a Christian medieval fantasy. Pretty interesting. The cover is stunning. And Kate is another one of my favorite indie authors. I've actually reviewed another one of her books, Red Boots, from our Christmas Bookathon last year, which, just spoiler, we're not doing another one this year. That was a lot. Yeah, of course it'd be easier now doing it like this, but no. That Enjoy the Poodle Skirt, which was really fun. She has the Arrows and Archers series. Haven't read that. I have it, but I haven't read one yet. And that'll conclude our list of fall indie releases. I mean, as far as like today, like if another one pops up after this video's already up, then it's obsolete. So I'm very stoked for the releases that have yet to come, and I need to read the ones that are already out. I'm excited. And the ones that I have read, I mentioned, I highly recommend them because they're just awesome. So yeah, I think that'll do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some book recs or some anticipated TBRs on your list now. The next video will actually be out on Halloween, October 31st, where I will share my October reading challenge. And so far, so good. As of now, I'm reading the books and, you know, getting through them for the most part. So that'll be our next video. And then November 3rd, which will be the first Friday that month, I'll share what I've read in October and November's TBRs. So until next time, happy reading!